Hello, my name's Terry Hess. As a podiatrist since 1993, I've always wanted to help our patients. The last 5 years or so, I've wanted to help us, the podiatrists, to make it better since these times are changing so rapidly, and now with COVID, even more rapidly. So my plan is to try to reach out and help all of us that I can to make it better, especially on the other side of what's coming our way, because I really think we have an opportunity to do a better job than we've ever done through telemedicine and just forward thinking.
So I'm just going to go over the telemedicine, what we've been implementing and how we've been rolling it out. Basically, it's continually to stay on top of all the changes. Seems like every 24 to 48 hours, there's something new coming down the pipeline. As soon as you think you know it, it changes. So I'm doing my best to try and just educate the doctors and the scribes. And then again, it is converting a lot of those cancellations to e-visits or telephone calls or however we can to get the doctor communicating with that patient to ensure that their care is not dropped, and letting them know that they are just as important during this time. So I do have one thing I'm going to share with you guys. I'm going to share my screen, so bear with me a minute. Okay. So I do have a little thing about telemedicine and how can we help our patients during this time. Telemedicine, telecommunication, and e-visits are basically all the same thing. The words get thrown around quite a bit of what is what, but telehealth, telecommunications, e-visits, they are just a safe alternative for us providing care to the patients during this time. There's multiple options for telehealth. There's telemedicine, virtual check-ins, telephones, and online E&M. Medicare has thankfully reduced our restrictions on what we are allowed and are not allowed to do right now. We are able to do live audio, video communications through FaceTime, Skype, Zoom, Google Hangouts. And then they've also released as of 2 days ago to where it's no longer an audio and video requirement. Now you can just have audio. So that does count as just a phone call to the patient. So here I have outlined a couple of the things of the differences of telehealth, virtual check-ins, and then online digital E&M services, as well as telephone visits. Everything needs to be documented just as if it was a face-to-face visit. It's super important that we continue to document with including everything in it. And also, another thing is that I've read a lot about and that Medicare has suggested is that in your care plan at the end of your note, be sure and document that it was an e-visit that was provided during the COVID-19 pandemic. The reason for that is in the future, in a year or two down the road, if there is an audit, those documents that were done during that time will have that statement in there saying when it was done and what exactly was going on in the world. Services for telemedicine visits is, like I said, different options are patient portals, FaceTime, Zoom meetings, Facebook Messenger, Skype, and as well as Google Hangouts. Most patients do have some kind of interactions. Even a lot of times your 80-year-old patients, they do have smartphones nowadays. So we've seen with our doctors some of the things where we want them to do telemedicine visits, but they're stuck because of what do I do? What do we see them for? So I outlined a couple items that you can easily see a patient for in telemedicine, following up on their inflammatory conditions, following up on injections, orthotic, 1-month follow-up, see how they're doing, follow up on physical therapy if you referred them out, diabetic checks, questions with their shoes they may have, and just reiterating the importance. So we've seen quite a few patients that if they were scheduled to come in for nail care, they at that point are like, I'm canceling, I don't want to go out in the world, it's not safe. And then if we offer them an e-visit, they're like, I have no reason to be seen. So one of the things that we do try to reiterate to them if they are diabetic is your care is still important, and it's still important that we discuss the things that you need to be done. So we have seen where patients do enjoy that sense of, wow, they care. So just checking in with them, making sure that they're still controlling their glucose and they don't have any instability when they're walking. And then post-op, as long as you're past that, the sutures being out, if they're in the point where they're transitioning from a boot to a shoe, easy time to do an e-visit and just go over your instructions that you have specifically for that transition for them. Simple at-home range of motion exercises, post-op nail procedures, reviewing of any labs, CT results, MRI results. These can be done easily through telemedicine. 6-month follow-up on your fungal nail treatment just to see where they are at. And then, so the most important part is the billing. So as of 2 days ago, we are now able to bill 99201 through 99215 with your place of service being where the visit would have been held. So if you are doing the e-visit at an office, it would be place of service 11. If it would have been, say, example, nursing home, you're going to have like a 32. 95 modifier was not required, and as of 2 days ago, it is now required. So place of service will be 11 if it would have been, if that visit would have taken place in the office with a 95 modifier. When they made the changes a couple days ago, the previous telephone E&M visits that were being billed for phone calls, the 99441 through 443 codes, now they are saying they are non-covered because they want us pushing out with those office visits. They want us pushing the 99201 through 215. And then they did release also for us to be able to see new patients as well as established. And then virtual check-in is one of the easiest ways to explain it is communication back and forth through a portal for a patient, or if they're emailing you back and forth or they're texting you back and forth, that can be billed out if they do have Medicare Part B or the Medicare Advantage plans. It's 5 to 10 minutes of medical discussion that's between you and the patient, and it's a matter of over 7 days for that 5 to 10 minutes adds up. Online digital E&M service is it's an option that a lot of places such as like Multicare does, and it's a questionnaire that you're going to go through, you fill out, and it kind of guides as the patient, and it guides them to whether they need to come in for a visit, they need to call your office, or if you need them to then come in. After they've done that, you can bill them for that online digital E&M service if your EHR does offer that. A couple websites that do offer different resources right now. Another thing that came out, Washington Healthcare Authority is offering no-cost Zoom accounts for providers if they are unable to afford it, unable to have the resource. They are offering that as a resource right now for us. Additional codes that were added. So we can now do E&M visits that are telemedicine for your initial hospital evals, your subsequent hospital evals, and your nursing homes as well, and then for initial and subsequent. The current insurance that are following suit with Medicare and Medicare Advantage plans are the Washington State Medicaid plans, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Premera, Aetna, Medicare Part B, and Medicare Advantage plans. VA, TriWest, Care for Life, and CHAMP VA have all authorized to do telemedicine visits to cover them. Cigna, United Healthcare, Humana, Regent, LNI, First Choice, LifeWise, and Physicians of Southwest, and Teamsters. So we do have quite a list of different insurances that are providing the coverage at this point. And then just we're keeping up with it. It's important that we continue to watch it because it's changing day by day, it seems like. And then as soon as we learn something, it's something new. So just staying in communication with the doctors and staying in communication with the staff. All of our doctors in office have my contact information. They contact me through the day. And then if they see something that I don't see, they share it with me. So the biggest thing right now is us staying in communication as providers and support staff, and then offering that to patients, because a lot of times patients don't know that they can have these telemedicine visits. They don't understand what it is. So just letting them know that it is something that you offer and that you still need to see them.
Thanks for watching. This is so important right now. We'd love to help, so please reach out to my CEO, Jolene, at jolene@anklefoot.net, and we'll do our best to reach back to help you guys through this crazy, crazy time. Thanks.